And we are now here finally outdoors with the Imolent R60C, an ultra strong LED flashlight with 18,000 lumens and over 1 kilometer beam distance, 1,038 meters according to the manufacturer. This light is extremely powerful. I've just used it a few times in turbo and I really gotta say I'm very impressed with this one. And very surprised. It is truly, definitely my recommendation if you want to have a lot of light over long beam distances. So we are now going to take a look at the beam shot. So we're going to use the red light here to make it a bit more visible. And now we are going to start in the low mode. And we are gonna switch directly to turbo, to the max with 18,000 lumens. Now unfortunately there's a little bit of rain, so you won't really see the beam so clearly. I guess there's gonna be another opportunity soon with a little bit better weather. So we are gonna switch to turbo in 3, 2, 1, turbo. So as you can see, it's a lot of light over quite a large distance. I truly like this large spot here. To me this is much more useful than than most throwers. Of course it's gonna heat up much more rapidly than if you would have a thrower which would be more focused, but to me this is really useful. Of course it's gonna be useful for short bursts with the turbo, but as you can see we truly do have a large spot, and I like that smooth transition from the spot to the floodlight. We are now gonna change this location a bit here, so low mode back to off, and we are gonna switch directly to turbo. Beautiful illumination here, a huge wall of light. And to me this light is really useful if you have mid to long range distances. Of course for ultra long range there's probably going to be another light which would be more useful, but this one is truly great here. This is the lowest mode. Now the second level, third, fourth, fifth, and turbo with a double click. So I truly like this one. I truly like this flashlight. To me it's basically as an all-rounder flashlight. It's more useful than the MS06, which has basically more lumens but is a bit less focused. So I truly like this beam here, the beam profile. Back to off and on again. So as you can see it's just amazing. It's a lot of light. It truly lights up that whole building easily. So I'm really very positively impressed here with this flashlight, and it's truly my recommendation for you if you want to have a flashlight for long distances and you still want to have a large spot, a wide beam. It's going to give you a lot of floodlight as well as really a very useful spot. This is again the low mode, back to off and low again, second, third, fourth, fifth, and turbo with a double click. It's just a perfect beam actually, to me, in my opinion here. In this environment, of course, it always depends. If you are in the forest, you may probably want to have a bit more floodlight, but not necessarily. It's often, I would say, this beam profile can be extremely useful, especially really when you're outdoors in an open environment. This can be a perfect beam profile for you. We are back in the lowest setting here, the lowest level. And of course you do not really see so much into the distance, so we are gonna switch through the different levels. Second, third, fourth and fifth, and turbo with a double click. So now it's a little bit better with the rain. It's not that strong anymore here, so it's a bit more visible here, the beam. I'm not exactly sure if it's still on the lowest or basically on the highest level, because the light is warm a bit now, so I believe there's probably a step down that has probably already taken place. I'm not exactly sure. Of course, you will be able to reactivate the turbo again. It just has to cool down a bit usually. And of course the voltage has to be high enough in order to activate the turbo output. Now back to the lowest setting. Of course you already know how this looks like, but we are gonna take another look. Second, third, fourth, fifth, turbo, double click. So I truly like this flashlight. Of course it's a little bit large, so I wouldn't like to carry this one for hours, but I would say if you go for a walk as a man, of course you can carry this one for half an hour, or of course even longer. It does have a certain weight. It's not the smallest one, but it's extremely compact, and you can easily carry it in your backpack. So this is the Imalent R60C with 18,000 lumens and over 1,000 meters beam distance. So at the moment I don't know any other light on the market with those or these specifications, with so many lumens, as well as that large beam distance. So to me this is extremely unique at the moment. You could say it's probably a smaller version of the R90TS from Imalent. Again, turbo. A huge beam here, a huge spot basically. So this really makes sense to me, this profile here of this beam, as I said. And there will be, I guess I will be publishing a bit more about this light soon. A few more beam shots outdoors in different locations, and I'm probably also going to use this one in my personal usage for a while, because it really makes sense. It's really useful. Now the beam, when I was using it indoors, it looked a bit somehow a bit green. It seemed to me that it was a bit a mix of white and green, the beam color. Now outdoors actually I couldn't really say that. It doesn't look green now. It's only when you compare it to a flashlight with a cold white beam color, then I believe, or not I believe, I know it, I saw it, you will see a difference. But now as I don't have anything else to compare it with, I do like that color now. And yeah, it's just really in my opinion, a great beam profile, probably the perfect one for me as an all-rounder flashlight. So it truly makes sense. And by the way, we are now in the lowest setting, just to cool down the light a bit, because it does take a while until it's cooled down after being used in turbo for a certain period of time. It's just gonna be warm, so if you want to cool it down, you gotta step down the lumen level, probably using it in the first one or in the second level. And actually even the second one, in which we are now, the second level, this is already great. It's giving you just still, yeah, I would say enough lumens, or more than enough, that you probably are gonna need for just a walk outside. So yeah, this is the Imalent R60C. You can find a bit more information, of course, also on the website. At the moment I haven't yet done the translation to English yet, so you will not really see so much at the moment. There's going to be more in the future, but in the meantime, if you got any questions, you can leave a comment. I am now looking forward to your message, your comment, and of course also to your order. Of course it depends where you live on your location. And you can subscribe to the channel. There will be more videos in the future very soon, especially about those new LED lights from Imalent. I'm gonna post a few more videos soon during the next few days. definitely here my recommendation. Thanks for watching and see you soon in the next video.